Charlie Munger made a comment at one point that made people think that Greg Abel might be the next CEO. Buffett has since confirmed that to us, that is at least the thinking of the board right now, that the board's always had a unanimous plan in mind, and right now it is Greg Abel. What do you think about that as long-term shareholder?
That's a great question. And go back, the premise I always worked on was that Warren had an envelope, and in that envelope was the name of the person that he would pick and that the board held at. For him to open the envelope now is kind of an interesting dynamic. Now, Warren is only 10 years older than Biden, so I can't assume he's going to retire shortly. Plus, doing 4 hours yesterday was a wonderful display of intellect and energy. And, so there's time to go, but he did open the envelope.
I don't think he did it necessarily intentionally. I wouldn't read too much into the timing on it. But Buffett actually told me that they've always had a plan. It's just the world's paying a lot more attention these days.
Now, everyone over the last 10 years, Becky, the last 20 years that I've been there, the notion of his successor, his retirement, the notion of splitting up the company, the notion of paying a cash dividend, that invariably comes up. So I'm not sure I agree or disagree. But then we talk about the mechanics of the stock market, the SPACs. And the only silver lining, I have to echo a lot on the SPACs, except that if I buy at an IPO, I can't lose money. Because I can the money goes into a box and I can claim that my share of that box back at the end of the 2 years if there's a deal or no deal. But on the other side, what the silver lining of SPACs is that we as a country, 36 months ago, we were talking about the shortage of publicly companies that were trading. We're bringing out a slew of companies. Some of them, like Nikola, were just But, some of them will turn out to be winners, just like they did in 1999. And then the other part is obviously Charlie and Warren think about stocks in terms of price and valuations. And most of us think about the 1999, 2000. They go back to the Nifty 50. They go back to that era of the early 70s. So, there's a lot that can go on. And the notion of price being an important determinant of what they're willing to pay for a business.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.